Well, 3 words, name, image, likeness, could soon be changing the landscape of intercollegiate athletics, in particular at the Division I level of the NCAA. Bill Benner has more in this week's Inside Indiana Sports. Bill.
Thanks, Gary. Well, not long after the state of California passed into law legislation that will allow college athletes to profit from those 3 words, name, image, likeness, the Indianapolis-based NCAA said it too would venture down that path. Joining us today to offer the NCAA's perspective and what it could mean is the association's Chief Operating Officer, Remy. Don, welcome to the program.
Bill, thank you for inviting me.
I think, first of all, the NCAA, this was not a reactionary move to California. The NCAA has been looking at the issue of name, image, likeness, and athletes being able to use that for some time.
Well, you know, the modernization of the rules that apply to the student athletes is so much more than name, image, and likeness. And you're right, the association in the higher education environment continually improves the student athlete experience. And so has focused on this question of how do we make that experience the best experience possible for the student athletes, whether we're changing opportunities for scholarships or dealing with issues of name, image, and likeness. The association's committed to making those changes.
And some people would say, well, this will be the end of college athletics as we know it. It's probably not that dire a circumstance. You're just trying to embrace the new world.
Well, indeed, as I said, we're modernizing the rules. It's something that the association is committed to doing. And here, as we look at this question, how student athletes may benefit from the use of their name, image, and likeness, we look at it through a prism of being associated with and connected to college sports.
Some people would think, okay, this is men's basketball, it's football, but Olympic athletes, and indeed, we were talking off the air, this could have implications throughout all 3 NCAA divisions.
Our membership's looking for a uniform system that can apply to Division I, to Division II, to Division III, based upon the idiosyncrasies and the challenges that might exist in those divisional structures, but certainly in a way that can provide our student athletes the greatest opportunities possible.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, Don, as you know as well as anybody, the NCAA, the disparity among institutions, their missions, even within divisions, especially Division I mean, it's pretty enormous. What they're doing at Valparaiso is not the same thing they're doing at Michigan, for instance.
Well, certainly there are differences in the schools. But as the membership looks at this question, how it can modernize its rules, how it can change the landscape in a way that betters the experience for student athletes, it recognizes the differences in those schools, the differences in the divisions, and we're looking at providing an opportunity for the divisions to build rules consistent with the structure of college sports, consistent with the world of higher education in a fashion that makes sense.
And core to the NCAA's initiative will be the fact that you want to maintain student athletes rather than university employees, for instance.
I'm glad that you said it that way. When the Board of Governors announced that the policy was changing to allow each of the divisions to change its rules, the board also set out some parameters within which those rules changes could occur and must occur. And one of those things is so that we have students competing against students, not students competing against paid professionals.
It's so important that, again, California has passed the legislation to go into effect in a couple of years. Florida, 22 other states considering legislation. But you can't have, this needs to be as much as it can one size fits all. It can't be coming at it from 50 different state perspectives, correct?
That's absolutely right. The NCAA is best positioned to try to create a uniform system across all of the states. You don't want to have a system where Ohio State has different rules than Purdue, where IU has different rules than Michigan. You want to have a system that's uniform across the country, and that's what we're committed to putting together.
As quickly as we wrap up, what's next from the NCAA's process?
Our membership is committed to looking at its structure, to modernizing its rules, to making changes to make the student athlete experience better, and it's going to do that from now through the end of time, but certainly on this issue of name, image, and likeness, before January 2021, you'll see changes in the NCAA.
All right, well, we appreciate the perspective.
Thank you,
Thanks
Bill.
for being on the program.
Appreciate it.
Gary, back to you.